Funerals actually take a lot more planning than I expected. With us using island cuisine for the first time, of course we were iffy, but once they came and showed us their service, their food, we tasted their food and everything, we definitely use them again because their service and food is just awesome.
I have a question for you. Yes. Would you rather have...
Babe, I forgot the ice. I'll be right back.
Okay. Get some snacks too.
Okay.
Hey, excuse me, sir. Did you forget something?
Actually, yes, we forgot a bag of ice for our drinks.
Worth one probetsu. We could take care of that for you. Follow me. You said you needed ice?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anything else you needed?
Yes, maybe some snacks.
Sure. Okay, your order's complete, sir. Your order should be here shortly.
All right, great. Thank you.
Sir, here's your order.
All right.
Thanks.
Suzushimasi.
One probetsu.
I'll ride with the horses, I'll swim through the sea, I'll climb to the mountain tops. Won't you come follow me? I'll take time to notice all that I see, and after I've come so far, you know where I'll be. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away home. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away home. But life is a vision, that's how it should be. The world is a canvas, and the choices are free. At the end of the journey, where all is complete, they'll all wonder where I've gone, but you know where I'll be. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away home. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away home. Our dreams last forever, for all that we know. The roads come together, and that's where we'll go.
The pompous
and elite,
which will go away.
because we are
real and direct.
no interest owns us.
And we have no interest but
The truth. Together we are exposing
Corruption.
Together we will reform criminal justice
together.
We are
fighting violence against women and children.
We here at
Candid
We'll shine the light.
on every corner of darkness.
Together we are giving a voice
To the voiceless.
and forgotten.
Stay lit.
Together.
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 We are giving a voice to the voiceless and forgotten.
We are Candid News Group.
Good morning, Marianas and Micronesia. I'm Troy Torres, and at our producer's desk, we've got a producer and a co-producer today. Do you guys have that camera on?
Yes.
Yeah?
Come in, Devin. Devin, come in.
So we've got Eric Rosario, the producer of Candid News Group, but we've also got one of our owner's son. This is nepotism in the works right here. This is Devin Titano. Oh, he doesn't want to get on screen. It's okay. Carlos's son has joined us.
He said hi, Dad.
He said hi, Dad. And actually, we're going to have Carlos Pangilinan on with us tonight. For the very first time, he's going to co-host Candid News. And tonight, he's going to be the one grilling senatorial candidate Chris Carrillo from the Democratic Party for Chalaquiles Coffee and Change at 7:30 tonight. Let's put up some of that graphic work.
By.
Yeah.
There we go.
There's Chris, right? We got Chris.
Start it again, Cello.
Tonight at 7:30 on Candid News.
We're going to be having...
Carlos Pangilinan, Johnny Rosario, and I will be co-hosting and grilling Democratic senatorial candidate on Chalaquiles Coffee and Change, Chris Carrillo, who is running for senator on the Democratic side of the ballot. I don't know what number he is. I guess he'll tell us that tonight. But there's Chris. Huh?
69 on the ballot.
He's number 69 on the ballot.
Number 69 on the ballot.
All right, so we'll talk with Chris about whatever issues tonight. Carlos is going to be leading that, and we're actually, Johnny, Eric, and I are actually very excited to have our business partner in the studio with us, and we're very happy to have his son helping out this morning, co-producing the show. Thank you so much, Devin. The pets of the week, starting with Russet, and you know what? I'm not gonna read this anymore. I can't because it doesn't.
Just at least Russet. So read Russet.
Cutie Patootie Russet is a sweet 1-year-old girl who does well with other puppers, is potty trained, and has been at the shelter for nearly 6 months. She is such a deserving girl and hopes to find her new forever family soon. Meet her today at Game. The next one, this sweet girl has all the love to give. Her name is China. With 3 months of life under her belt, she has developed a love for playing, romping with her friends, and nibbling on snacks. She hopes to meet her humans super soon. Leonidas, well, it might be impossible for a kitten to be more handsome than Leonidas, says the pet of the week thing from Gaines Facebook. At just 3 months old, this little guy already has all the tools to steal your heart. Make him a part of your forever family today. And Starlight has enjoyed her first 5 months of life so much, and it has made her the sweetest kitty cat out there. Sunbathing and cuddling are her favorite pastimes, and she hopes to spend the rest of her many years to come doing these things with her favorite people. Adopt Russet, China, Leonidas, and Starlight together or separately today. Please go to Guam Animals in Need. The animals, they run the animal shelter in Jigo. That's right after the gym, the turn right after the gym if you're south of Jigo heading north, like toward Anderson Air Force Base. So you pass the Santa Lourdes Church, you pass the
Hills Market.
What is that market
Hills.
called?
Hills Market.
Gills Market or Hills Market? Hills Market. Yeah, I used to get cigarettes there. And you don't pass that other mart yet.
Substation.
And then right after the substation is the gym, and right after the gym is the turn to the animal facility. Actually, let's call Gain and see what's up with these animals. 653 Gain. That's 4846. I'm sorry, 4246. I don't even know if they're open. Hi, this is Gain.
Yes, it is.
Hi, I'm wondering the pets of the week that you guys have, Russet, China, Leonidas, and the Starlight. Are they all still available for adoption?
Can you say the names again?
Russet, China, Leonidas, and Starlight.
Yes, they all are.
They all are available for adoption. Thank you so much. And for adoption, like what is there a cost and what's the process?
Yeah, the adoption fee is $125 per animal.
Okay.
You can fill out the application online or come to the shelter.
Okay.
If you choose to come to the shelter, you would come between 2 to 4, and we can process you here. The adoption fee covers the microchip, surgery for sterilization,
Okay.
and also covers any vaccine or dewormer already gotten from the shelter.
Oh, that's a pretty good deal then. Even the microchip?
Yes, even the microchip.
Oh wow. Okay. And is it a long application process?
Not really. I would say about 30 minutes.
Okay. And what is your website? What's your website?
GuamAnimals.org.
GuamAnimals.org. Thank you so much. I very much appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. So 653-4246, you can call to get the information again, or you can rewatch our show to get the information. Go to GuamAnimals.org to fill out the application for Russet, China, Leonidas, or Starlight, or really any of the animals there at the animal facility. Those are just the pets of the week that we romped off. Or you can go there between 2 and 4 p.m. There's a $125 fee, but that's actually a pretty good deal because it covers the sterilization, meaning the neuter or the spay of the animal, the microchip, and the first shot. So that's actually a really good deal, and you'll be set. So please find it in your heart to take one of these animals home, especially Russet, because Russet's been there for 6 months, and you know what happens when animals are at the animal facility too long. Anyway, moving on.
Russet's a good-looking dog.
Which one?
Russet.
Yeah, Russet is a good-looking dog. Right?
Yeah.
I think so. Tony Smith says, how much does Game charge for microchip? I should have asked that, but I don't know if they are the ones who do it. I think what they do is they farm out the work to the veterinary services, and it's, I guess, Tony, call us 653-4246 to find out. Sorry, I didn't see your question before. Jacob says Super Chamorro Directions. Sorry. I didn't even ask what was the street name that they're on. I'm pretty sure there's a street name, but oh well. Moving on to our actual topics. Oh no, I'm sorry, no. One more thing is today the Democrats in the CNMI are announcing their slate and filing their candidacy. Can we put up their stuff? So this is their invitation. It starts at 2 p.m. at the Election Commission in Susupi. The Democratic Party of the Northern Mariana Islands cordially invites you to join us in our candidate announcements for the upcoming midterm elections. Our party is proud to introduce candidates that consist of brave and talented leading men, along with our very first handful of strong, brilliant women who all fill a slate eager to restore integrity, accountability, transparency, and respect to our CNMI government. Meet your candidates and experience an exciting time in our CNMI's history with the filing of their candidacy petition forms and other key declarations. And then after the declarations or the filings, which is at 2 p.m., they're having a roadside wave from 4 to 6 p.m. at the AK Toyota Beach Road intersection. Meet our Women's Committee, meet your NMI Democratic candidates, meet the NMI Young Democrats. Join us in solidarity for a better CNMI. Bota, Saipan, Tanian, Rhoda, vote Democrat. They're going to have music, free smiles, refreshments. They want you to bring your friends and families, wear a mask. Social distancing marks are located curbside. I really hate this entire, I was thinking about this morning, and how normally, you know, when we invite people into our studios, like I have a normal inclination to shake hands or to hug, or, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And this whole 2020 thing, this whole pandemic has got us effed up. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So the fact that you have to write in an invitation social distancing marks, that you have to have social distancing marks for what's clearly supposed to be a get together where people are supposed to be together and all this, it just, I know what it is.
Yeah.
I understand that, but that doesn't stop me from feeling that
You know what's
this
the
whole
only
thing sucks.
thing that sucks more than the pandemic?
J.I. Cruz and Joanne Brown.
Oh yeah. And
Oh, and Lou. And besides them, what?
and Ralph.
And Ralph Torres, yes, correct. But what sucks more than them or less than them?
No, sucks. The only thing that sucks more than the pandemic is Lou.
Okay. Got it. Pamela Wolford says, my first cousin Karina is a candidate. I believe she's talking about Karina McGuffnia, who was on our show, not on our show, but she was commenting on our show when Selena and Nola were on our show.
Right.
Yet Selena Babalta is a Democratic candidate for Precinct 1. Karina McGuffnia is a Democratic candidate. I think it's for Precinct 4, if I'm not mistaken. And someone who we wanted on our show today, and we're going to discuss her at length, is Edith Deleon Guerrero, the former labor secretary who was fired by Governor Ralph Torres in 2017, is running for the Senate in Saipan. And she'll be declaring her candidates, or she'll be filing her paperwork today. I saw that it was in the Mariana's Variety already, so I figured we weren't going to steal the thunder. The Mariana's Variety already did that, so it was okay to say. But Edith Deleon Guerrero is a force to be reckoned with, and you know, the unsealing of the indictments yesterday could not have come at a better time for her candidacy. This woman, since we've been covering the politics and the corruption in the CNMI, one of the people who I've noticed in comments and in the news is Edith Deleon Guerrero. And she's been very passionate and very forceful about corruption in the CNMI. And she has some experience because she was the labor secretary under Governor Ralph Torres. And there have been a number of stories that have come about over the years about Governor Torres firing her in early, I think it was April of 2017. And it had to do with her refusal to put a bunch of protesting and complaining Chinese immigrant workers on a plane and send them back to China. And this is the short of it, okay? I'm not getting all the details in here, but Edith Deleon Guerrero, she was the labor secretary at the time that she refused to follow the governor's orders, and the governor fired her for not putting these Chinese workers on a plane. And this story now has come full circle with the unsealing of the indictments involving a huge federal RICO case against 3 men tied to the casino and the construction company that back in 2017, Edith Deleon Guerrero said was suffering workers through inhumane conditions. This is all on the record. This was all public. This all came out publicly. And Edith Deleon Guerrero was, because she was one of the earliest people to complain about Governor Ralph Torres' corruption, she was a mark for Governor Ralph Torres and his administration and his cronies. And when you're one of the pioneers of a movement, you know, in the early days of a movement, and hey, we know this
Right.
based on our experience, right? In the early days of a movement, you're not going to be popular at all. As a matter of fact, because of the things you say and because they are new to so many people and they don't believe you at first, it takes a lot of courage, and it takes a lot of not caring what people say or think and just sort of drowning that out as nonsense or rhetoric and moving forward because you know that what you're saying and what you're doing is right. And this was the story of Edith Deleon Guerrero all the way until the 2018 elections and maybe even past that. And it took the raids into IPI and the governor's office and the governor's house last year to really make it something of something that Edith Deleon Guerrero was right the whole time. But it didn't come full circle until the unsealing of these indictments yesterday, showing that for the past 2 years, maybe even for the past 3 years, but 2 years because that's when the case first started, the things that she was saying, according to the federal government, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office, and to the top guy over at the organized crime gang section of the U.S. Department of Justice in Washington, D.C., Edith was right. You know, there were these abuses. There was this conspiracy. There was this criminal enterprise happening that involved the casino, it involved the construction company, and it involves government of the CNMI officials that as part of this racket, as part of this conspiracy, they would bring in these illegal workers. They would keep Chinese citizens who did not have a working visa, but who were only there on tourist visas or on parole authority in the CNMI longer than they should have been. They schemed to make up these stories, and they went as far as to pair these so-called construction workers as men with women from China, sell these women on, you get a free vacation on us if you go with these men over to Saipan and you pretend to be either their wife or their girlfriend. So all of these schemes made up at the highest levels of the casino. We're talking about IPI in Hong Kong, IPI CNMI, and a company called MCC CNMI, which was only developed after IPI Hong Kong contracted with MCC in China, which is a China-owned company, as in the government of China owns this company called MCC. They created MCC China so that they could develop this scheme to bring low-cost, below minimum wage construction workers. They weren't even construction workers, by the way. Some of them weren't. Some of them weren't experienced at all. That's why there was a lot of accidents and deaths that happened in the construction of the huge casino at Garapan. And there's even evidence from the federal government that in these chat rooms that these men created, that these executives were saying, hey, if any of these workers who don't have proper status need medical care, do not send them to the local doctor. We will come up with a solution ourselves. And the solution oftentimes was their infections were going to rot and lead them to death. There was, and yesterday I was talking about this and saying what really breaks my heart about this situation that was unsealed yesterday is that a lot of this information was already publicly available in federal court documents. Because in 2017, after Edith Deleon Guerrero was fired, the 7 of the workers who she stood up for, Edith Deleon Guerrero, the fired labor secretary, she was fired because she stood up for the rights of these workers, the human rights of these workers. We're not even talking about, we're not talking about the right to vote or the use of social services or anything like that. We're actually talking about their right to live in humane conditions while they were guests of the Commonwealth. This is at the most fundamental level, something that this woman was trying to steer. She was trying to follow the law. She was trying to make sure that these guest workers were truly guest workers, that they had their proper documents, that the CNMI government wasn't doing anything wrong. She was fired because she was trying to make sure that things were being done right. And in 2017, seven of these workers sued Gold Mantis, one of the construction firms, huge publicly traded firm, and also MCC. And in the court filings, one of the supervisors, this is all publicly available, one of the supervisors, the plaintiffs allege, said that if they got injured or even if they died, nobody would care because they were Heigong, which is Mandarin for black worker. Also told the employees that if they did something to hurt his personal interests, he would kill them. Also said that it is not unusual for a Chinese person to be killed in Saipan and that nobody would notice if a few Chinese people disappeared. You know, Edith Deleon Guerrero has been talking about this for years. And it's just, I don't know, it's almost like a birthday gift to the CNMI that this came out yesterday and that she's filing her candidacy for the Senate today, because now we have eyes wide open, you know. Now we can have this, you know, hindsight is 2020 thing going on, because it helps us, it helps the people of Saipan to see that as we go into the November elections, this is the woman who's been honest. Right. And she has been fighting for what is right. In a story in the Mariana's Variety by Brian Manabat, and this was just a few days ago, it says, former CNMI Department of Labor Secretary Edith Deleon Guerrero said that in April 2017, she learned that a group of Chinese construction workers employed by Gold Mantis had not been paid their wages. This is that 2017 lawsuit that we were just talking about, where it's alleged that this supervisor told those employees this thing. And of course, it was a foreshadowing of things to come, because several Chinese foreign workers either went missing or were killed, and their murders have not been solved to this time. In her declaration in support of the 7 workers' petition for damages against Imperial Pacific, Deleon Guerrero stated that at one point in April or May 2017, a group of workers came to her office. This is just all stunning stuff. She said, they stated that they had suffered physical injuries while working for Gold Mantis. They stated that they wanted to see a doctor. Part of the indictments that was unsealed yesterday talks about how one of these executives told everyone else in the conspiracy, make sure that the workers without the proper status, basically the illegal workers, don't ever go to see a doctor. Look at this 3 years later, you know, the truth shines through, and she was telling the truth the entire time. She says, I vividly remember the toilet bowl and shower being faulty and nasty, she added. I believe that it was not proper for human beings to live in that place. This is Edith Deleon Guerrero. She instructed her staffers to take pictures. She said, I decided that these conditions were inhumane and the workers must be moved to other housing units. This in the federal indictments unsealed yesterday, that's talked about, how the housing, how these people conspired, these executives conspired to place these workers together in very close quarters. Sometimes they didn't have water, they didn't have power, to make up lies when regulators would come around to make sure to shoo them away, or to make sure that what they were doing to these workers would never see the light of day. According to this story, so this story goes on and on about that 2017 case where those threats against the lives of Chinese foreign workers were made. Let me see. Yeah, the rest of it just discusses that. So Edith Deleon Guerrero, leader extraordinaire and person who did something right. And now she's thrown her hat into the ring to run for the Senate, representing Saipan. What we're going to do now is talk to, because Edith is very busy right now. It's her filing date. And so I'm sure she's coordinating everything, but we're going to call one of, I think it's her friends, Congressman Ed Probst.
morning.
Good morning, Congressman. This is Troy.
Good morning, Troy.
And Candid Man.
Oh, good morning, Candyland.
Thank you for taking our call.
Oh, my pleasure.
You know, I don't know. I don't know if you've been watching, but for the past 10, 15 minutes, we have been talking about the federal indictments and how they relate to the whistle that Edith Deleon Guerrero blew 3 years ago, a warning about all of this stuff that was happening, and she eventually got fired for wanting to do the right thing. And
yes,
as we look at this recently unsealed federal indictment and a related 2017 civil case that was filed in district court in Saipan,
yes,
these things all match up. They all relate. And as a matter of fact, Edith was right that entire time. As I understand it, a slate of Democrats and independents who are aligned with the Democrats will be filing their candidacy today. And that
yes,
includes you and Edith.
yes.
And as one of the pioneers of the effort to rid the Commonwealth of the corruption that's come from the Torres administration, I wanted for you to talk to our audience about this. Can you give me some reaction
Sure.
about, you know, the federal indictments, about Edith, about you, about everything?
Oh, sure. First of all, Edith is amazing. You know, she stuck to her guns. I remember back when we were meeting with some striking workers that were on the side of the street in Garapan, and I think it was like it was like Good Friday. It was a holiday. And it was a holy day, and she went down with her staff while she was the Secretary of Department of Labor, and I had gone down there with my good buddy Glenn Hunter, and but she was there taking their questions and had a translator, just amazing stuff, and I was so impressed and inspired that she is on a holiday meeting directly. I mean, this is the secretary meeting with these striking workers, trying to get their statements, trying to get information. I had great respect and admiration for her, first of all, to do that, rather than sending staff down to do it. But as I found out, things that, and when she did finally get fired, right? I mean, she was basically fired. It was because she refused to just put these guys on a plane, immediately and send them out. She said, we need to get their statements, and she was trying to follow everything with the law. And they didn't want that. They wanted these guys gone immediately, so she refused, and she got fired for doing the right thing. So
yeah.
Sad.
But now we see 3 years later that, according to the federal government, Edith was right. And even more was happening. The federal government was able to uncover this scheme. Now, a RICO charge, that's huge. And the United States government normally doesn't lose RICO cases that they file in federal court.
This one, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, you were talking about 71 counts.
Yeah.
And, the crazy thing, Troy, is that when we have been up in the front line demanding investigation for them to look into these, because there were rumors and a lot of comments, even before the raid happened, that there were illegal workers. I mean, it was common knowledge. I mean, everybody at IPI knew it. They talked about it. They told us about it. We talked about it. People were talking about it on their picnic tables and everything. And it was the talk of the town. Yet somehow nobody in the entire administration knew about it. Really? Seriously? I mean, what are they trying? Who are they trying to kid? Or they'd have excuses as to why they couldn't look into it. And it took the FBI once again to go in and raid them. And of course we knew right there was some that they were hiring illegal aliens and all the stuff that was released after that. So it's pretty damning.
Congressman,
and my question is, how can they deny now that these We have it right here. We've read about it. All the horrible things that these guys did. But they're not just regular employees. These are IPI executives. At least two of them.
One of them was the president from IPI Hong Kong. It's huge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there are, what's most interesting to me are the unindicted co-conspirators. There are 4 of them, and then there are people called individual 1, 2, 3, and 4. I want to know who are these people, because there were just 5 sealed criminal cases filed in district court in Saipan last Thursday, and so the news person in me is like, I am so curious. What's going on? Have you done a head count of cabinet members and members of the legislature who are still popping up for work?
I don't know, but suddenly IPI, I don't think anybody's taking IPI's phone calls anymore. I think they're just left in the dark. Like, hello, anybody know us anymore?
Well, their website no longer exists. Have you tried to go to their website?
I haven't even tried that. I didn't know that.
They left town, They're gone.
Well, you know what? All of this has gone on because we have been. I mean, you just look at the history, and I don't like to say I told you so, but we have been putting up so many things, questioning so many things, and it took something like this to finally wake people up. This is only the beginning, and certainly not the end.
Yes.
But it's interesting because some people were saying, oh, well, it's no government cabinet members, or it's not the governor, it's not anybody. I said, look, this was filed on August 1, 2019, not August 1 this year. It's been a year. And the timing is very, it's very interesting because they put out the indictment right now. Mm-hmm. They filed last week 5 sealed indictments, criminal charges, right?
Criminal cases.
Criminal cases, 5 criminal cases. But we don't know who's going to be, criminally charged or who's going to be indicted. So it's all up for speculation. But it sure is nice to see that, that the FBI has been working, so has the U.S. attorney, that they haven't forgotten about us, because that's all we've been hearing is like they're not doing anything. And as I've always said, justice doesn't move as swiftly as we would like it to. They have to ensure that they have a strong case before they move forward. And I think that's what they've been doing. They certainly haven't left town. They have, they're still here. I just wish that, we didn't always have to depend on the feds to do our own house cleaning.
Well, you guys are. You guys have 2 special committees going on that hopefully comes to some sort of conclusion about things that happen with the use of federal funds and with Governor Ralph Torres's personal expenditures that he was reimbursed with taxpayer money. Do you think that some report from both committees will come out before the election, like Congressman Gregorio Sablan is hoping will happen?
Well, here's the thing. And because some people, of course, our opponents are saying, oh, only now you're bringing this out. First and foremost, we put an official letter out requesting for oversight since December.
December 11.
And we have been investigating this, even though through COVID or whatever, we did get some documents, not all. Mm-hmm. But we have been going through it and have done our homework and have uncovered a lot of stuff. But we're very grateful to Speaker B.J. Attal and Chairman Ralph Yumo, who chairs both committees, by the way, who have included the minority in these in these special committees. So we, of course, are putting things out there, and we are given the special committees are given basically 60 days to compile a report, to do their investigation and compile a report. So we are probably 20 days in, 50, something to that effect, and we have to try to get everything in. Our struggle right now is we have been asking for information. We are getting some of it, but if whatever we don't get, we will put subpoenas out. And that includes for records that we've been asking for, and then for people who are reluctant to talk with us, we'll subpoena them as well.
Yeah. Will you guys be subpoenaing any records or maybe even the testimony of Guam businessman Big Sopti. Considering that you're running into a wall right now and nobody wants to tell you how exactly anyone at Homeland Security connected with Big Sopti to get PPEs and ATVs, since it is a Guam company not registered in the CNMI and which doesn't provide any medical supplies or PPEs as part of its business license.
So that's a very good question, and I serve in one of the two committees. The committee that probably is looking into that, it would be the one on the federal expenditures, right? For all these things during the COVID and from you two and everything. And that is Representative Tina Sablan is on that committee. She's on both committees.
Okay.
I wasn't as fortunate, but I am a non-member who, after they complete their questioning, I can ask those questions. I would hope they would try to get information from Mr. Sobti, but because our subpoena powers are here locally in the Commonwealth, I don't think we have jurisdiction to have him subpoenaed in Guam. I'd have to check with our legal counsel, but I don't think it's that far-reaching.
Okay.
But certainly, we would love to talk to him and ask him questions. Certainly, we do need answers. We still don't know how he got that contract or how that came to be, which is very interesting. It just miraculously showed up, or he just somehow got information about it, and no one wants to claim, who brought him in, who went and met with him or talked with him, at least.
Well,
because
probably of what confusing. That would, probably because of what that might reveal,
sure.
With some sort of shady process that went on. Congressman,
no one's taking claim,
Yeah. Congressman Probst, I have to head out to Mass, but thank you so much for your time this morning or this afternoon, and good luck with everything. So today at 2 p.m., will you be there with everyone over in Susupi for the filing?
I will be filing with our team, with our Democratic team, and we hope people will join us and support us.
And you'll be there from 4 to 6 for the wave, right?
Yes, we also will be waving as well. I need to get some sunscreen because I'm going to be lobster red. So.
Are you guys going to have some good food? Too bad I can't be there.
I don't know about the food. I'm not in that committee or whatever, but I'm sure we'll have sandwiches and water or fruits or something. We don't have deep pockets like others, but we'll try to help out and feed as many people as we can.
Well, I guess you could have gone over and cut a deal with the Devils over at IPI, but I think they've left town, so I don't
think they're going to be donating too much in this election. So
you never know. Yeah. You never know, Congressman.
Very true. Very true.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Troy. Have a wonderful day. Take care.
You too.
Bye-bye.
So we didn't get enough time because, I didn't realize, I guess that was a lot to take in, this whole federal indictments thing in Saipan. It's going to be the gift that keeps on giving for the news. So we didn't have enough time to discuss the Therese Terlaje stuff. I've got to go. So maybe this afternoon, or maybe we'll hold it till tonight.
Right.
Actually, let's hold it till tonight for a discussion tonight with Chris Carrillo. The letter from Senator Therese Terlaje to Appropriations Chairman Senator Joseph Augustine, basically questioning what's up with the budget because I don't trust these numbers. So we'll have more about that tonight, along with other issues, a lot of it related to healthcare, as Carlos Pangilinan, Johnny, and I co-host with Chris Carrillo, Democratic candidate for Senator for Candid News. I'm Troy Torres. Good morning.